Hello, welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a reading blog in a while, and this reading blog in particular is going to be kind of a project. Meaning I'm not going to be doing a lot of b-roll and there's not going to be probably any music in this one, but I will be popping in maybe in the beginning of the book, in the middle of the book, and in the ending of the book to just give you my update. I want to see how I like filming this way because there are going to be times where I might just want to rant and talk to you about certain parts in the book or my feelings or my impressions or my thoughts while I'm reading the book. But of course, with any reading vlog that I provide, I am not going to be giving you any spoilers. I'm going to try really hard to just give you my reactions and my thoughts without spoiling anything away. So I'm very excited. I haven't done a reading vlog in a while. I've been focusing more on recommendation videos and unboxing videos and weekly vlogs, but I have not done reading vlog just because the reading vlogs take me longer. But I just want to play around with filming and production, editing, and things like that. So I feel like I want to start with this one. So, by the way, I love my backdrop. Like, I love where I'm standing right now, where you can kind of see most of my bookshelves. I love that. Today's Friday. I normally clean the house on Fridays, but the house is kind of not really like as dusty as it normally gets because we've been cooped up inside the house for a while. We've been cooped up inside the house for a while because it's been raining, it's been cold and very chilly outside, so we haven't been really running a lot of errands. We haven't been out and about as much as we do. With that being said, the house is clean, which I'm gonna stop right there and say, like, my house is never, as an outsider's point of view, my house is never dirty. But to me, when I see like dust bunnies or when I see like dust on the corners of the floor or on the counters, then to me that's having a dirty house. But anyways, it's Friday. I did not clean the house this week, which is nice, and it feels nice because all I want to do is kind of catch up on reading. The last 2 days I haven't read much at all, and that's because I've been working on filming and editing, posting my latest video, which is the video that I recently posted, which is the 24 books that I plan on reading in 2024. If you haven't already checked that out, make sure you do. I'll link it down below. But anyways, before I get sidetracked and everything like that, let's talk about the books that I'll be reading in this reading vlog. So I'm hoping to get to at least 2 more books by the end of this month, and I want to squeeze it into this reading vlog. It just depends on how long it takes me to actually get through them, is basically what I'm saying. So it's Friday, January 26th. I still have some good valuable time to finish at least one book, if not a second one, and this is what I'm working on this week. So I've been reading Sarah J. Maas's Heir of Fire. I told myself I was going to just pace myself with this series. I told myself that I was going to pace myself and read one book a month, but started off with Throne of Glass last month, and then I jumped into Assassin's Blade because I couldn't help myself, and then I jumped into Crown of Midnight this month, and now I am reading Heir of Fire, which I'm almost 50% through it. And as you can see, I literally tabbed the crap out of it, like, and I'm still going. I am still going. So I'm on page 298 and I'm loving it. It's just how Sarah J. Maas writes her books, guys. Like, her books are so thick and long, but they are so bingeable. And I'm pairing it with the audiobook, which is phenomenal, which is amazing because I just am reading it so fast. My goal is to read minimum 50 pages a day, but I've been reading 50 plus, and most days I've been reading 100 pages a day. So my goal in this reading vlog, and by the end of the month, I want to finish this book in particular. And then I also have a thriller that I've been meaning to read for a while now, and that is Riley Sager's The Only One Left. And I'm probably going to start this tonight. I'm going to listen to the audio of this and follow along, but I'm just craving something thrillerish, if that's even a word. So I'm going to read this too. So these are the books that I plan on reading in this reading vlog, and yeah. Hopefully I can manage to do that. Right now, I am going to have my lunch. I'm going to make Jax his lunch, and then I'm going to spend the entire day, before Charlie gets off of school, I'm going to spend the entire day just reading my heart out. So I will check back in once I have an update on either book and go from there. By the way, I literally forgot to show you something that I'm so excited about. So we moved into this house last year. No, the year before that. It's been already a year since we've been in this house, and we're slowly decorating it. We're very minimalist, so we don't really like a lot of clutter. We're slowly decorating it. And so on the weekend, we went to IKEA, and I love IKEA, by the way. I love IKEA. And we had this vision of creating like a photo gallery on one of the walls in the entryway. And we finally found and got the picture frames with the perfect size. My husband hung them up this morning, so I'm going to show you guys because I'm so excited. It looks so pretty. It looks so grand. Now we just have to go through like our back list of photos and memories and stuff and kind of figure out which ones we want to put. But I'm thinking that the photos are going to be black and white. I think I want them black and white. I don't know. You guys let me know down below if you think, based on what I show you and where it's at right now, if you think I should do it in color or black and white. I feel like because my entryway is gold and matte black themed and dark colors on the entryway, I want to kind of keep it black and white. So let me show you. Okay, so this is currently the front door. We have the chandelier. I love this entryway table, by the way. It took us a while to find the one that I was looking for my vision, but I absolutely love it. Can't live without it. I love it so much. And then here we're gonna have a huge, I'm thinking round gold-plated mirror to sit on top and maybe some vases on the side. You know, when it's not the holidays, this is basically what this side looks like, super bare. But then over here is where my picture gallery is going to be, and just look at that. It looks so pretty. I'm so happy with it. I love the size of the photos too. I think it's just going to look so grand once we put actual pictures in it, and it just dresses up this entryway as a whole. So I want black and white picture frames or color. I don't know. You guys let me know. But that's what that looks like. And then eventually we'll get a nice huge mirror to kind of dress up this side. So far, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I think it's really, really pretty. I'm just so happy with the size. And who can beat IKEA, right? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go have lunch. Okay, I haven't moved you. You're probably gonna see this backdrop a lot, but it's fine. It's fine because it's pretty. It's pretty, right guys? It's pretty. Anyways, okay, I have an update. I just finished lunch, started reading again, and I'm now on part 2, which is Heir, and I'm on page 307, and I'm just so obsessed. Like, I love how slow this series is, but I also love the fact that it builds up so nicely. Like, if you have patience, this is probably, I would say, Sarah J Maas's slowest series that she has out there, but it's so worth it. Once you get through, like, even the first book, like once you get through Throne of Glass, because I feel like Throne of Glass is slow. Once you get through that and you just keep reading the books, it's like they're so bingeable and they're so good, so interesting. And this one, out of all of them, I will say this one has the most tabs, and I just can't help it. Like, look at that. Look at all these tabs. And I mean, okay, I'm not like your professional tabber, okay? I just tab important scenes, beautiful writing, important moments, swooning moments, some good information that I'll know I'll want to refer back to, some epic moments, and I just tab it. I don't really put this color's for this color's for that. Although I really wish I did for this book, because there's so many characters being introduced in this book alone that it can get confusing. A lot of side characters, it can get confusing, and it's hard to keep up with all of them. So that's the only reason why I kind of regret not like labeling what my tabs are. But nonetheless, this book is so good. I love it. I love it so much. I don't know. Am I going to jump into, what's the next one called? Let me check. Am I going to jump into Queen of Shadows? Am I going to be that person that binges half of the series in 1 month? Like, who am I, you guys? Like, who am I? Anyways, I'm going to go back to reading. I will give you another update when I have one, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this so much. Okay, I'm just kidding. You will probably see a little bit of B-roll in here because right now I'm hungry. I just picked up Charlie from school. It's 3:32 and I'm hungry for a very early dinner. I'm just starving. So I had some noodles for lunch. Now I'm ready to have like a bigger meal, and this meal that I make is just so simple. It's literally steak that I get from Costco, and then I chop up some cucumber and some tomatoes, marinate it in a vinegar and salt and pepper, and then I put all of that over rice, and it's just amazing. Okay, it's filling, it's amazing, it's good. I also cook onions around the steak when I'm cooking it. I sear the steak with butter. Like, I don't cook it with oil anymore. I just do butter, and it's so good. I'm gonna make myself that. I'm probably gonna read a little more, and I think I'm gonna hit my 100-page goal with Fire. And then if I do hit my 100-page goal tonight, then I'll probably read after the kids are in bed from 9 to maybe midnight. I'll probably start Riley Sager's book. So that's basically what my plan is for tonight. So welcome to my cooking tutorial. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to be filming the entire thing. I will just film some bits and parts of it, because even watching the meat sizzle is so satisfying. I know when I watch that in different vlogs, I think that's just so satisfying. But I wanted to share, this is the seasoning that I use for this meat, and I love it. I haven't found something else that I like better, and this one has brown sugar, garlic, and it's delicious. It's called Kinder's Premium Quality Seasoning. It's wood-fired garlic with hardwood smoked flavor. And it gives the meat like a barbecue-y, sweet but savory flavor, and it's just superb, you guys. It's superb. It's so good. Anyways, I'm gonna get to cooking, okay? Because I'm hungry. The finished product. These are my caramelized onions. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is so delicious. So good. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I have a couple of updates for you. So I ended up reading 104 pages last night of Fire. I think it says I have 3 hours left, which I don't believe, but I'm on page 378. I have 3 hours left of the audio. So I'm anticipating, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of reading done today, because today's Saturday, the whole family's here, and we're probably going to run some errands, go grocery shopping. So I'm going to try to finish it today, which is very ambitious. So I don't know if that's going to really happen. It's either I finish it today or for sure tomorrow, or by the latest Monday. I know I'm going to finish this book in this vlog. And then also I did start Riley Sager's The Only One Left, but I really didn't get much into it. I only got to chapter 2, page 13. Because by 11:30 I was exhausted, tired, sleepy, and I just couldn't read anymore. If you don't know what The Only One Left is about, it's about Kit and Lenora. And Lenora, 40 years ago or something like that, Lenora happens to live in this house on the cliff. Something happened where her family got massacred, but she was the only survivor, and she has a reputation of possibly being the one that murdered her family. She was never convicted, but people suspect that she's the one that did it because she walked out alive, like unharmed. And so it's been said that they believe that she did it. Now we're fast forwarding to maybe 30 or 40 years later, where Lenora is 70 years old on a wheelchair, and she still lives in this house, by the way, which is so creepy. And she needs home aid care. She needs an in-home nurse. In comes Kit, which is her second main character, who is assigned to take care of her as a home aid. I mean, I'm only on page 12, but the book literally starts off with Kit helping her type something in the lines of, I want to tell you my story. I want to tell you what happened that night, and I want you to help me write it. So that's basically where we're at as far as the book goes. It already has some really creepy vibes. I'm almost also feeling like both characters are unreliable, even though I'm on page 12, guys. I have that feeling already, because number one, we don't know if Lenora actually murdered her family, even though some of the things that she says in the first couple of pages kind of make her seem guilty, like she did do it because of the way the sentence is written. And number two, something happened in Kit's life where she was suspended. She wasn't charged of anything, but she was kind of reprimanded and suspended at work. Something tragic happened to one of the patients that she was involved with. So that also seems very unreliable. But so far so good. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued, and I hope this is going to be one of those books that just literally surprises me, because right now it seems like the very predictable thing would be that Lenora did it, obviously, because she's the only one that got out of the house unharmed and alive while everybody else was massacred and stabbed to death. But to me, like, that wouldn't be a really good thriller if that's the case. Where are the plot twists and where is like the shocking twist of it all? I'm really enjoying it. It says, Riley Sager returns with a deliciously twisty and addictive gothic chiller about a young caregiver assigned to work for a woman accused of a Lizzie Borden-like massacre decades earlier. That's really all I know about it, and so far I'm having a good time. Also, guess what came in the mail yesterday? Owlcrate, and this is my YA January box. I just recently did a video on my very first Fairy Loot box, like YA Fairy Loot box, and I'm so excited. That video is obviously going to go up before this one, so I have a feeling that Owlcrate did the same book that Fairy Loot did, so I thought it'd be fun to just kind of put them together and compare which one is my favorite, because I couldn't decide on what box to skip. Like, I waited 5 months to get Fairy Loot, okay? To get off the wait list in order to get my hands on a Fairy Loot box. I am not going to pass up on that. I did not want to pass up on that opportunity, and I also, like, don't want to skip Owlcrate either, because I love the stuff that they provide in the boxes. This is what the box looks like. I've never done an Owlcrate unboxing just because I usually get them like late at night, and I'm so impatient. I don't want to wait till the next day to like film a video, an unboxing video, and I don't want to stack up my boxes either and do one big video. And I also don't want my channel just to be unboxing videos. So that's my main reason why I don't do Owlcrate. But nonetheless, their stuff is stunning, gorgeous, and their products are really well made. So this is the theme for the month. It's Enchanted to Meet You. This is our young adult January box. The back is what the spoilers are for. And then the first item, we have our very first limited edition pin here. Now what they're doing this year is that they're creating 2 pins in one, and kind of like you can slide them together, and they call it a perfect pairing. So it's basically 2 separate pins that slide together to create the whole picture, and they call it perfect pairing, which I think is cute. And this one says it's inspired by Howl's Moving Castle. So actually I haven't read that book, and everybody has, and I'm going to get a special edition of that book because I heard nothing but great things. Everybody loves that book, and I'm just intrigued to see what the hype is about. So here's our pin. This is what I'm talking about. So it looks like this, and I'm trying to get it to like slide. Then when you slide it, the characters hold hands. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I love this. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these pins. I'm not going to put them on my bag because I feel like they're going to get all scuffed up. I guess I can just put them on a pin banner. They provided that last year, so I'll probably do that and hang it somewhere, but that's really pretty. Next up we have, I love the color and theme of this box already, this bag right here, and it looks like some type of fabric. I'm guessing it might be an apron. It's very like canvasy feel. But it's a tote, guys. It is a tote. Oh my gosh, I love it when they give us totes. Okay, here's what the tote looks like. Oh, I love it. I can never have too many of these things, you guys. I'm so happy about this. It says The Hollow Inn for Travelers and Adventures. The Hollow Inn for Travelers and Adventures. It is actually a very, and I like this color too, even though it, for me, doesn't really stay clean. It is very big. That's stunning. It's based on Once Upon a Broken Heart. Okay, that's awesome. So we have that, which I'm so happy about. I think already that's probably my favorite item in the box. Then we have these really pretty colored pencils. It's got like these really pretty colors in it, and it says Historical Romance Coloring Kit. What does that mean? They look like they're pastel-y, which I just bought a reading journal. I don't know if I'm going to show you in this vlog. I might show you. It's from Little Inklings, and if you know them, you know that their things are just stunning. Here are the colors. I love these colors. I'll probably use that in my planner. Oh, this looks like one of those like recyclable towel things. Like, I don't know what they're called. But it has a quote, and here's what it looks like. And it says, if you're afraid of your own dreams, you're welcome in mine. I like that. I don't know what book that's from, but I really like that. This is a Dreamer reusable dishcloth. That's what that is. So we have that. I'm assuming this is what you use the colors for, like an adult coloring set of pages. And it says, "You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you." So let's see. Are these all the same or are they different? If I could get this open, this video is going to be like 20 minutes long. But you know what? I'm not going to be doing a lot of like B-rolls of me reading. This vlog is more like a chat, like a sit down, a chat with a friend type of vlog, or at least that's the kind of feel I want to go for. Okay, so they're different coloring pages. Next one says, "For where all love is the speaking is unnecessary." I don't know. There we go. I don't know. That didn't make sense, but maybe I'm not reading it in the right order. It says, "I love you with everything I am." I can't wait to see what these cards are inspired by, what book it's inspired by. Then our last item here says Creatures and Companions, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So what is this? It's a bookmark, you guys. Oh my gosh, my favorite thing in the whole thing. Well, I don't know. My favorite thing was the tote, but this is a bookmark. If I could just get it out, that would be nice. It is a metal bookmark. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, that's stunning. And it's the famous dog that Emily Wilde has in the book. I have that book, by the way, but I haven't read it yet. But this is so stunning. Oh my gosh. That's so pretty. Now we're going to get to our book. Yep, it's the same book as Fairy Loots. And I will show you what Fairy Loots looks like as soon as I get this book out, okay? I'm making such a mess. Once again, like, just by feeling the weight of this book, like Owlcrate does this thing where some of their books are just so heavy, feel like bricks, which I'm not complaining because I feel like that's such good quality for a special edition. So here we have their Owlcrate little booklet. It talks about, it has an interview with the author. It also compares what the original cover looks like opposed to what they did to theirs. And it talks about the book. Next month's young adult theme is Treacherous Love. Let me open this up. It's pretty. I don't know if it's prettier than Fairy Loots though, but we will see what underneath looks like. Here it is. It's A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. This is stunning. The foiling, the rose gold, the copper looking touches that they did on this front cover are beautiful. Here is the spine. And then the back says, "This had been a fairy tale after all." It's really, really stunning. And then we just have like a salmon pink sprayed edges. We also have green bourbon bookmark. Oh my gosh, the end papers. Okay, I definitely have to read this book because now I have 2 copies of this. Here is the naked cover. Now, I don't know if I like this Pepto-Bismol looking pink. I'm sorry. If you like this pink, don't hate me, okay? This is what I call it, the Pepto-Bismol pink. Like, doesn't it look just like it? Foil embossing here. Green foil details on the back. It has a quote that says, "Something has begun to bloom and what has lain follow." Okay, so I'm not really like loving the naked hardcover of it. Just like the colors that they chose, I don't like. But the end papers. Okay, look at the end papers. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so beautiful. With the little accents of the foiling of the butterfly. That's really pretty. And then the other side. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's like a lilac lavender color. It's so pretty. I like that a lot. So inside, ooh, it's actually pen signed by the author, and the color that they used is stunning. Here we have an inbound letter from the author, and also it's actually signed by the author in this very pretty gold metallic-y color. That's really pretty. This is also a short book, so I really need to just read this. Oh, and then also the reversible dust jacket, but I don't understand why they didn't put the title of the book or anything. Like, it's stunning, but I just wish they did the title. You like my reading vlog? I've done no reading today, but I did unboxings. Anyways, I think my favorite of this entire box has to be 2. I can't decide. It would have to be the bookmark from Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies and the tote bag from Once Upon a Broken Heart. I can't decide. I love both of them just as equally. So you guys let me know down below what your favorite item was, and let's compare to Fairy Loots. So here's Fairy Loots. Totally different vibes. Here's Fairy Loots, and then we have the edges. I mean, Fairy Loots edges are like by far the prettiest. roses all the way around. Just the end paper of each book. This is probably my favorite just because of the colors that they used. I mean, look at that. And then we see Fairy Loots. It's also gorgeous, but Fairy Loots overall, I feel like outdid themselves with the entire look of the book, but the end papers definitely Owlcrate. Look at Fairy Loots end papers. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. The naked hardback is very pretty. It's giving me like classical vibes. Look how stunning that is. And I love the combination of all these colors. They did also a reversible dust jacket, but this one has a title on it, which I think I prefer this side better. That was Fairy Loots. Let's real quickly go over just the items of Owlcrate. We're starting off the year with our wonderful officially licensed tote bag inspired by Once Upon a Brooklyn Heart, designed by Jade Cunningham at Bluey Blue. This bag is the perfect way to go on an adventure and carry all your books and trinkets with you. Love the bag. Loved it so much. Then we have the metal bookmark, and this one is, what is a fantastical journey without the best companions to tag along? This metal bookmark is the first one of our new 2024 collections. This collection features all the wonderful, brave, and loyal creatures that are sure to make your reading journey extra special. This month's bookmark features the magical shadow from Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies and is beautifully designed by Syri at syra.art. Coloring kit, and it's actually inspired by Pride and Prejudice. That is interesting. Enter the elegance of the Regency world with our coloring kit and postcards inspired by Bridgerton, Outlander, and Pride and Prejudice. This set is the perfect activity for some self-care or a romantic night in. Postcards designed by Vera Dermanbowski, pencil crayons designed by Team Owlcrate. Very, very useful. Introducing our 2024 enamel pin collection, Perfect Pairings. Each month's box will include a sliding pin featuring characters that pair together in the most fierce, intense, and romantic ways, all designed by Syri at syri.art. To start off the collection, our first perfect pairing features the beloved Howl and Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle. Slide the pins together and you have Sophie bringing Calcifer to Howl. I'm excited to read that. Designed by Jordan Fleming at The Pros and Cons, our reusable napkin features a stunning design inspired by Strange the Dreamer, the perfect item to keep your space pristine and dreamy. Also, the book is a scandalous royal fantasy romance, which I'm all about. Our first book of 2024 is a romantic fantasy filled with scandal and secrets. In A Fragile Enchantment, our protagonist, Niamh, jumps at the chance to design the wedding attire for the prince and arrives at Avalon full of hope. Instead, she finds unrest among the working class and a prickly and abrasive groom-to-be Kit, who she can't help but get close to. As she tries navigating this unruly kingdom, she finds herself in the middle of a scandal with Kit, all while trying to maintain her magic and survive. Our signed edition features a beautiful redesigned exclusive cover created by No One Designs and designed by Lichen_and_limestone with pretty pink edges and a green ribbon bookmark. Turn over the cover for the reversible dust jacket and with gorgeous artwork by Gian Philly. You'll also find an exclusive foil stamp on the hardcover case created by Lichen_and_limestone. Inside, you'll find gorgeous foiled end pages done by Hatch Andrews. Finally, an author letter from Allison Saft and bonus content is bound to the book just for our subscribers. I feel like it's Christmas today. Got 2 boxes, but I haven't read anything. That is my Owlcrate unboxing. Sorry, this clip is longer than usual, but again, that's okay. What I plan on doing today is I'm going to have lunch because I had nothing to eat yet. I've just had coffee. And then we're probably going to run some errands, go to the grocery store. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go with my husband and the kids. I might, just to get out of the house. But if I don't, I will be reading for most of the day. And again, I'm going to focus on trying to finish Heir of Fire or most of it today. And just keep reading The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Good morning. Happy Sunday. If you hear my space heater, I'm sorry. I have my space heater on and I locked myself in the library because I'm like just full of anxiety. Like I'm scared. It says I have 2 hours and 20 minutes left of this book, but I think I have longer. I just can't walk away from the book at this point. I've literally cleared my schedule this morning. I am not even going to work out. I haven't even gotten out of my PJs. I need to read to a point where I feel like it's okay for me to stop reading and it's okay for me to go about with my day, because right now, the current events that are taking place in this book are just, without saying much, I'm scared. I'm scared for the characters. I'm scared for everything. And I think I'm going to end up crying and I need a moment. I need a moment. So I just wanted to pop in and give you an update as far as how far I've gotten into the book. And pretty much I'm just going to be sitting here until it's okay for me to step away from the book. Okay, so I have finished the book. Oh my gosh, I finished the book. It is 4:40 p.m. I've spent all day reading and I only had like 4 hours and something minutes left on my audiobook, but it took me a long time. It took me all day because of this. Because of this. Do you see that? Do you see all those tabs? You see all those tabs? That's crazy. That's crazy. Every time I finish a book, I feel the hugest accomplishment. Whatever book it is, when I finish a book, I feel like I'm in this wave. I'm like in this high of bliss because it's just such an accomplishment coming from somebody that never used to read, that okay, please don't hate me, but I used to just not like reading. I used to hate reading. I used to hate just sitting down and reading. Never had an interest in it. And coming from that to like devouring books like this, to understanding fantasy, to being immersed in fantasy world with amazing characters and beautiful worlds and an outstanding magic system. It's just, to me, this is everything, okay? This is gonna be a 5-star read. It's a 5-star read. This is the most I've tabbed out of all the books in the series that I've read so far. This is the one that I've tabbed the most, and I'm so obsessed with it. I've never had such a roller coaster of a ride as I've had with this book. This book in particular brought out so many emotions in me. Like every single one was brought out and ripped out of me. Like it was heart-wrenching. It made me anxious. It filled me with anxiety. I was like just scared for the characters at one point, and I couldn't stop reading. If I could describe this book, and I'm sure some of you like might not agree, but like in my opinion, if I was to describe this book, which I did to my husband, I felt like this specific book is literally like Game of Thrones on crack, because there's so many other characters, so many other creatures, so many other magic systems, just so many of everything in this book. And I don't know if this is my favorite one so far, or if, I don't know. I can't pick my favorite. Maybe check back with me after I finish the series and we'll talk about that, because as of right now, the feelings and emotions and the anxiety, so much of it was because I cared so much about the characters. All of that brought just by this book. I feel like it's the one out of the entire series that has, so far, just out of the 4 books that I've read in this series, this one is the one that has impacted me the most and has brought out the most of my emotions. So this is so good. This was so good. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so good. Such a great book. I actually liked the way this one ended. I was very nervous at first, but I liked how it ended, and that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, such a huge accomplishment. And I'm so obsessed with it that literally afterwards I sat and basically explained this whole series to my husband in like a couple of sentences on how much I love it, on what I loved about it, on the characters, what kind of characters there were in there, the personalities that are brought to life in this book, on characters that I think are unlikable. It's just so good, so good. If you haven't already read Throne of Glass, but first read ACOTAR obviously and then jump into Throne of Glass, but if you haven't read it already and you're scared because it's such a huge commitment, don't, because it's so good. If you're like thinking you're gonna take forever reading it, then do what I've been doing. Pair it with the audiobook, because the person that narrates all of Sarah J Maas's books is the same person, and she does a phenomenal job at narrating these books. There's emotion in her voice. You can tell one character from another, even though it's just one person narrating. You can tell the emotions brought out in every character, brought out to life. It's so good, and I really want to jump into the next one. Let me just brag a little bit, because like I'm so proud of myself. I've literally read half of the series already, and 3 of those books I read this month. So in December, I think it was, in December I read Throne of Glass. Then this month I jumped into, either December or November, I read and finished Throne of Glass. Then this month I jumped into The Assassin's Blade, then Crown of Midnight, and now The Heir of Fire. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I only have 4 books left. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. You guys, like, I'm getting so attached already. That is my update. I am just so proud of myself, so excited to see and to read more, to see what happens to this whole world and these characters, and just the main character. You know, like I'm very proud of myself. So with that being said, I have not read any of this, anything further anyway. I'm still on chapter 2, page 13, and I'm not really feeling it right now. I might continue reading it, but there's other audio books available that I have on my Libby app that are just available for grabs right now that have been sitting there waiting for me. And there's a few that I have already had my eye on that I want to read, but I have 5 days of my borrowed audio of this left, and so the right thing to do is just to try to finish this book and not try to reborrow it or whatever, because there's 2 people waiting for it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to reborrow it without having to wait a few weeks. So I don't know. I will check back in with you guys once I read more of this book or start a new one. Okay, so it's been a couple days now, a few days, and I wanted to give you an update before I finish this book and literally have nothing to show for in this vlog. So let's talk about the book first, okay? So the only one left. I'm now on page 198 and it's getting good. It's getting interesting. I'm at a point right now where I literally have like set aside everything I had to do today as far as working out and all that, because all I want to do is read and finish this book. I want to find out what's the mystery, who killed her family, if Lenora did it. At first, I was thinking, you know, it's way too obvious to point out and have the book steer that way where Lenora is actually the one that committed these crimes, because then that wouldn't be really thriller-ish, you know? Like, it'd be too obvious and too easy. There has to be a spin, or there has to be somebody else involved, or there has to be somebody else that's not very obvious that had done it, you know, that did it. I don't want to say a lot, but this is a really great, dark, eerie read. It's perfect to read on a cold, rainy day, curled up in your blanket with a hot cup of coffee in front of the fireplace, okay? This book is so creepy. The house has this problem, since it's literally on the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean, that slowly throughout the years it has been slanting, and the cliffs at the bottom of it, underneath it, have slowly deteriorated or fallen off. So slowly the house is slanting more and more. And it's just so creepy. I mean, the murders were committed in this house and there's still bloodstains on the carpet, on top of the stairs. The fact that nobody just cared to replace at least the carpet going up the stairs is mind-blowing to me. Like, if you're gonna live in that house, fine, but you're just gonna leave the bloodstains there? I don't know. That's creepy. I will say this, I'm annoyed with the detective. I think he's very kind of lazy. He doesn't really look into anything, and he's very skeptical that the main character, the home care aide, Kit, is guilty for certain things that have happened in the past, even though she was never tried for anything, like even though she was never found guilty of anything. You know, he doesn't really look into things. He doesn't really believe Kit. But at the same time, should she be trusting him? You know, like, he seems fishy to me, and also some of the help in that house seemed fishy. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I need to read a lot more. Like I said, I didn't plan on spending most of my day reading, but I'm, you know, taking advantage that my son is just one of those days where he doesn't really need mommy that much, you know, like he doesn't really need me in a sense of fine playing and watching his shows and just doing that. And I'm going to read. So today's January 30th, and I have today and tomorrow to complete this book because I want to include it in my January wrap up. This would be my 11th book this month, you guys. That is insane. Like, who am I? That's literally 1 book less than last month, and I'm so proud of myself. But I really do want to finish it. I'm listening to audiobook on this, which is super nice because you get Lenora's voice narrated, which is an older lady, and then you get Kit, the home care aide. Her voice is narrated by a different narrator, and it's perfect. The vibes in this book are so good, okay? They're so perfect. I love it. I love this book based solely on the vibes and the creepiness, and the mystery obviously is very intriguing, but I really like the vibes because Riley Sager really nailed it on making it feel gothic and dark and creepy, and all those vibes are there. But anyways, I plan on finishing this book no later than tomorrow. Right now, I'm getting ready to make myself some pasta because I've been craving pasta. So what I'm making today is, it's called bacon and cream supreme spaghetti with broccoli, but I'm not gonna really do the bacon. I just want spaghetti and broccoli. Sometimes I just crave a white sauce pasta, creamy white sauce pasta. So I'm doing that, and I wanted to show you where I'm gonna roast my veggies. I got this cute little silicone cookie sheet a while back from Once Upon a Book Club in one of my other boxes, and the cookie sheet, it's inspired by Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. So you see here, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. From now on, it is our task to suspect each and every one amongst us. Look how cute that is. That is my very own personalized bookish silicone cookie sheet, and I'm gonna use it finally. It's been sitting in the drawer for the longest time because I keep forgetting I have it, so I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go have lunch, gonna read some more, and maybe next time you'll hear from me, I will be done with the book or close to finishing. And voila, lunch is now served. I made myself my own garlic bread. It's not burnt, it's toasty on the outer layer just because I like it that way. But look how good this looks. I can't wait to dig in. Okay, so it's been a few days now. I think it's been a week. It is now Friday, and I think I started this vlog on Friday of last week, I think. I'm officially closing out the vlog today. I did finish The Only One Left by Riley Sager. When was it? Today's February 2nd, and I finished it on January 30th, I think, and I ended up giving it a 4.5, but now that I think about it more, I think I'm gonna end up giving it 5-star because I just can't stop thinking about it, honestly. I can't stop thinking about this book. I thought it was such a fun ride. I mean, totally unexpected with the plot twists. I didn't really guess it, actually. It had me stunned. The ending is so crazy. Like, I was not expecting what happened to happen, and I just had such a fun time reading this book. I was intrigued the entire time. I was interested. I was not wanting to put it down. I think the last 200 pages I ended up binging. It was that good to me. Just the whole concept of what happened, the things that occurred in this book were just like mind-blowing to me. So that's kind of how Riley Sager writes. That's kind of how his books go. They might seem at first that they're super predictable, but there's always a crazy plot twist that you don't see coming, that you're just like, what in the world? This is kind of chaotic and crazy, but I love it. This is like too much all at once, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like plot twist and then plot twist and then another plot twist and then another plot twist, and it's like you get punched in the face with all these plot twists. It's just fun. It's so fun. His books are so fun. This is kind of like the same feeling that I had with, what is it called? The Woman Across the Lake or something like that. The House Across the Lake, where it was kind of predictable, but then all of a sudden, like, it punches you in the face with all these plot twists and all these over-the-top events that happen in the book, and then it definitely takes a totally different twist and turn. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I really, really enjoyed this book. I want to read another one of his books. I know that some of his books are good and then other people talk very badly about other books. Which one was it? I forgot the name of the book, but it's where the girl is stuck in the car with a stranger. I really want to read that book, but people have said that it's just one of the worst books ever because of the way the main character is just so dumb with her actions and the things that she does in the book. But anyways, enough about that book. My next book is probably going to be Home Before Dark because it's a well-beloved book by his, and I haven't read it yet. I should have a long time ago when it came out, but I haven't. That's on my list. Definitely enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give it a 5-star. I had a great time. I just had so much fun, like, being punched in the face with all the plot twists that I did not see coming, and some of them were ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. To recap, these are the 2 books that I finished in this reading vlog, and I'm very proud of myself because I think Heir of Fire is 565 pages. Mind you, I finished these 2 books within less than a week, okay? I finished these 2 books less than a week, although I will say I kind of cheated a little bit because I didn't start Heir of Fire in this vlog. I was already halfway through it, I think. So that was a little bit of a cheat, but nonetheless, I did manage to finish these 2 books, which was my intention. And what can I say? They were both 5-star reads. Heir of Fire, of course, anything or almost everything I've read from Sarah J Maas has been a 5-star read for me. I mean, that woman is phenomenal with her writing and her character building and her storylines and her world building. writing and her magic system and her romances, everything, okay? I could talk on and on about her. I'm looking forward to reading the next book in the series, which is Queen of Shadows. I have it for this month's TBR, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be vlogging that. I don't know. We'll see. Just depends on when I have spare time and when I feel like doing another reading vlog. 5-star for Heir of Fire. It was such a crazy, emotional roller coaster of a ride. I absolutely loved every bit of it. I cried, I was anxious, I was scared, I was furious, I was impatient, and I binged a lot of it. So it was a really great reading experience for me. And then of course this was just fun, especially after Heir of Fire, where it's a lot of like things that you really have to pay attention to. I'm gonna say this right now, Heir of Fire has a lot more characters being introduced in that specific book, so you kind of have to pay attention a lot more, which is why I have so many tabs and so many things that I tabbed in this book, you know, like so many. This was a nice little break from fantasy, and this was just fun. This was so fun to me. Like, I really enjoyed it. Again, I first gave it a 4.5, but then I changed my mind and decided I'm gonna give it a 5 just because I keep thinking about this book. I can't stop thinking about how much I enjoyed reading it and my experience with it. So that's it, guys. That's it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye!